Hello, my dear friends. I'm Mr. Sean Rabbit, and I'll tell you terrible stories. I write these words with a trembling hand, knowing full well they may never see another eye. My name is Elias Harrow, and I have glimpsed beyond the fragile veil of reality into a blackness so vast, so obscene, that my mind rots even as I recall it. The doctors call me mad. They whisper among themselves of hallucinations, of stress-induced delusions. But I know the truth. It began in the decaying town of Innsmouth, where the stench of brine clung to the very stones, and the streets wept with the whispers of unseen mouths. I was sent there under the pretense of research, an archaeological expedition to study the remnants of an ancient sect. The locals were reluctant to speak, their jaundiced eyes darting toward the sea whenever I asked too many questions. The town itself felt diseased, bloated with a history too vile to be spoken aloud. I took lodging in an inn whose owner, an emaciated thing with bulging, unblinking eyes, regarded me with the wary pity one might show a doomed man. The walls of my room sweated in the coastal damp, and at night I heard things moving, wet, shuffling sounds that slithered through the corridors like eels writhing in the dark. I thought it was the sea, that eternal beast breathing against the shore, but no tide sounds like gurgled chanting. On the third night, I found myself wandering, drawn by an unseen force. My mind felt invaded, my will no longer my own. I walked beyond the town, past the crumbling wharf where fish lay rotting in heaps, their eyes eaten away by scavengers. The sand squelched beneath my feet as I moved toward the cliffs, where a yawning cave mouth exhaled a stench beyond decay. Something was waiting for me inside. The walls of the cave pulsed, slick with an unnatural mucus that seemed to move on its own, like the flesh of some colossal, slumbering beast. Symbols had been carved into the stone, spirals and glyphs that made my teeth ache to look upon. The deeper I went, the more my thoughts unraveled. Time lost all meaning. I was no longer Elias Harrow, but something else, something smaller, something pathetic in the presence of the thing that lurked below. And then I saw it. A pit yawned before me, deeper than the ocean, lined with impossible steps that descended into a chasm where light had never dwelled. And from that abyss, something rose. It was not meant to be seen by mortal eyes. The very sight of it was a violation, a blasphemy against all that was natural. It was both immense and amorphous, a writhing mass of tendrils and mouths, each gnashing with teeth that defied reason, teeth that chewed on the air itself, on reality itself. Its eyes, God, its eyes, bulged with a hunger beyond mere flesh. They saw through me, through my flesh and bones, into the trembling marrow of my soul. It spoke, but not in words. Its voice was a tide of madness that surged through my skull, drowning me in whispers of the void, of the things beneath the skin of the world, waiting to be let in. I saw visions, cities of cyclopean horror beneath black waves, monoliths of obscene geometry that twisted in ways the mind could not comprehend. And within them, the things that slept, the things that dreamed of our world as one might dream of an ant-hill before crushing it beneath a careless foot. I do not remember fleeing. I remember only waking in a hospital, my clothes torn and crusted with salt, my hands bloodied from scratching at my own face. They tell me I was found screaming on the beach, my eyes wild, my mouth filled with sand. They tell me I am unwell. but I can still hear it. At night, when the wind howls, I hear the voices slithering through the cracks in the walls, whispering in the language of the deep. I see the shapes moving beneath the waves, their eyes fixed upon me, waiting for the moment I close my own. And I know that one day soon, I will wake to find that I am no longer alone in my room. And when that day comes, there will be no escaping it. Because they have called my name, I do not sleep anymore. Sleep is a door, a thin, rotting thing that cannot hold against the tide forever. They wait in the dark behind my eyelids, those amorphous shapes of blasphemous hunger, writhing in the spaces that should not exist. I see them in the corners of my vision, things that move like the reflection of ripples in a lake, twisting, bending, watching.